Hi, hello, word Pathfinder. Welcome once again to another week of our character, ethics, and value campaign, The Secret of the Top 1%. This week, our focus is on the management principle, debt. Debt. What do we mean by debt? It is, in a plain language, is that which we owe another person. Debt is what we owe other people. It's an obligation, a responsibility, a commitment to do something for another. An obligation, a commitment to do something for. It's not just limited to money. It's not limited to loan. Debt is not limited to loan. It can be product, it can be favor, it can be promise, name it. It can be anything. But our focus in this video, is on the good management of debt as a character trait. The good management of debt as a character trait. How you can use that to build character, to build reputation, and to learn many lessons of life and attract many good things of life from other people to you. This is important because it shows how to facilitate relationship with people. When you know how to manage debt, the debt you owe to people, what happened? You know how to facilitate your relationship with people. There are those who like to say they are self-sufficient. They don't have debts. They boast that they have no debts. But the reality is that there's nobody that can be debt-free. You owe somebody something. There's nobody in the universe that can be debt-free. You can be debt-free of money, but you cannot be debt-free of love. You cannot be debt-free of gratitude. You cannot be debt-free of people who are responsible, in one way or the other, to get you to where you are right now. So we all owe somebody something. So how we manage this debt is critical, in our success in life, and it's critical in our success in business. So the question that is going on right now in somebody's mind is that, can debt be a good thing, especially as a business owner or as a business manager? Can it be a good thing as a business owner or as a business manager? This may sound contradictory, but debts can have some constructive effect in our lives and our businesses. Debts can have some constructive effect, in our lives and our business. Although borrowing is not considered as a positive thing. To borrow, so you see people in church say, "Thou shalt not borrow." So it's not considered as a positive thing. But it does have value, that if we have the right attitude, and if we act responsibly, it has so much value that it can bring to our life, it can bring to our success, it can contribute, to the success we create, we strive to create. It is valuable if we commit to good management of debt. Very valuable if we are committed to managing debt, if you are committed to good management of debt. This is where the issue of character comes to play, Good management of debt is where the issue of character comes to play. A commitment to good management of debt will force us to grow in character, and we in turn learn many valuable lessons and gain many valuable benefits, from good management of debt. Why? Because one, it takes discipline to repay our debts or return what we have borrowed, to return it timely and in good condition. When you take something that belongs to somebody, with the promise to bring it back, it takes a lot of discipline, to return it timely and in good condition. So this commitment, to manage debt, correctly, to manage debt well, help us to respect each other and value the need, that every one of us have to establish good relationship with others. It does what? Commitment to manage debt properly help us to respect one another. And help us to put the value on the need that we need others, and so that we can manage, our relationship with others better. Listen to this. Good management of debt helps us, to learn how to work with others, how to depend on one another, whether it's your family members, your friends, your community, your employment, or in business. So it helps us to learn how to work with others and depend on one another, so that we can improve and get better in life. Listen to this. This is very key. God created us in such a way that I don't have all the things. So I need the things that you have, to make progress in life, to be complete. You need what I have. So oftentimes, what happens? You need to borrow. You need my help. I need your help. So in that case, you are indebted to me. But how I manage and you manage that indebtedness, okay, can lead to success in our lives, in our business. People had to build large businesses, okay, without money as capital, but on the strength of what? Of character and social capital. So debt is beyond loan, but include borrowing to meet our needs in life and businesses in a broader sense. So it involves what? Borrowing to meet our needs. It's not just about loan alone, okay? You need other things that is beside money for you to make success in life. So businesses have been built and it's still being built today, okay, based on credit line being extended to business owners based on trust they have built over time. That is a form of debt. So how you manage this, how you manage it responsibly will determine your success in life, will determine your success in business. There are business people who do not pay cash for the good they receive for their businesses and services that they offer for other people. They don't pay cash, but they have received such credit line on the strength of their character. Okay, so you find out that you have big business people who don't pay cash to collect good. Over time, what happened? Okay, they've developed the trust, they've developed based on their character, and people can willingly release good to them after they finish selling. Okay, the same thing also happen when people buy your good, okay, and expect you to deliver. They buy it with trust, expect, that's debt. The moment somebody pay for your good and you have not delivered, you are indebted to the person. How you manage that debt in fulfilling the order has a long way to go in your success in business. So when somebody pay for your good, if you have not yet fulfilled that order, you are indebted. Okay, so another example of the role of character in debt and debt management is that to ask for help requires humility. Humility is a character trait. For you to ask for help, to be indebted, it requires character. Somebody says everything we need in life, okay, we can get if we are humble enough, to ask for help. So it takes humility, which is a character trait, to ask for help. Borrowing, whether it's money, whether it's product, whether it's help, let us know that we are not what? Self-sufficient on our own. When we borrow, we know that we are not what? Self-sufficient on our own. Financial independence sometimes, okay, and some form of self-sufficiency can make us feel prideful, okay? We become proud. Why? Feeding ourselves with selfishness, which can lead us, okay, to want to believe that we don't need others. Every one of us, we need other people. So when we become independent financially, what's the chance? The chances are like very high, okay, that we end up trusting on ourselves, trusting on our money, trusting on our ability, rather than the interdependency that is necessary for healthy relationship and healthy life. You cannot be happy, okay, by being independent. It's not possible, because what? We are designed, okay, to be relational. Every human being is designed to be what? Relational. So we will always be indebted, to others who care for us. People care for you. That care is indebtedness. So we always be, indebted to people who care for you. Also, for credit to be extended to you require trust, which is another character trait. This is where promptness is very important. It becomes very vital as a character trait in the payment of debts. Okay, why? Because credit was extended to you on trust. So promptness is important in paying back your debt. Promptness in payment shows that you are responsible. It shows responsibility, and will give you a good reputation before others. When you are prompt in paying your debts, when somebody pay for your good, you are indebted. When you fulfill the order on time, okay, what happened? It makes you feel responsible, and it gives you a good reputation before others. The payment of debt is always expected, but what builds respect and trust is promptness. People expect that you will pay back, you should pay back whatever you owe, but what builds trust, what builds respect is that you are prompt in paying back. It shows that we are concerned about our reputation for future transaction. We are concerned about our reputation for future transaction. Therefore, our policy in life, in debt management, should be pay our debt as soon as possible. In terms of debt management, your policy should be what? Pay your debt as soon as possible. When you pay your debt properly, what happens? You do not only build good reputation before others, but what happens? You reduce your liability. Is it a problem to reduce your liability? No. Okay, so even if you don't care about what people think about you, what are you doing? You are reducing what? Your liability. So, however, is as important as promptness. Listen to this. As important as promptness in fulfilling our obligation or paying our debt is, okay, there are times that we have difficulties. We have hard time fulfilling our obligation. When you are in such situations, what do? How, can you be a good debt manager in that situation? Okay, listen to this. Usually, unusual situation happen. We have setbacks financially and emotionally, and this can cause us to be late in fulfilling our obligation. But know this: most creditors, most of our friends that we are indebted to, most of our family members are not overly concerned about the few late in payment. Okay, if we do what? If we communicate our situation promptly. Very important. They are not very concerned as long as we do what? We communicate our situation promptly. They will respect us for coming to them and explain our situation. You gain respect. This builds trust and long-lasting relationship. So the question is, any benefit, okay, in using debt to meet our needs? Is there any benefit? The answer is yes. One, debt will keep us aware of our relationship with others, making us responsible for our actions. It will make us what? Take responsibility for our action. Two, it will create discipline as we pay our debt first and delay our wants. Anytime we put our debt before our wants, what happens? We are building discipline. It keeps us from being proud and arrogant and make us realize that we need others. Because you are not self-sufficient, I am not self-sufficient. 4, it creates a sense of satisfaction and self-worth when we have paid our debt in full. Anytime you pay your debt in full, what happens? You feel a sense of satisfaction and you feel a sense of what? Self-worth. So what are the steps we need to follow? Okay, to take advantage, to use debt to our advantage. What are the steps we need to follow so that we can use debt to our advantage? 1, start with small favor and small loan. The goal is to guarantee our ability to repay and establish a good credit rating. If you have a good credit rating in the marketplace, you have an asset that money cannot buy. 2, be prompt with your payment and follow through on your commitment. This will establish your reputation. There's nothing in the marketplace that's having a good reputation. 3, if you receive extra money, pay down your debt first. Reduce your liability. Don't delay it for later because you don't know what can happen. So anytime you receive extra money, pay down your debt. 4, communicate promptly if you have problem with your obligation. Call to explain your situation and be ahead of your game. Always be ahead of them. Anytime you have issue, call to explain. 5, only ask for loan or favor where it is needed. Okay, all right. Please don't go into any debt. Okay, for things that are not important. 6, don't go into debt for vacations, for clothing, for food, for entertainment. No, save up and pay cash. In fact, when you have cash, what happens? Usually you have deals. 7, avoid any debt that has a potential to ruin you or your family, for whatever reason, if you cannot pay. So before you go into any debt, ask yourself, can you pay? Talk to your family members before you commit, so that, okay, all of you can be in it together. And finally, ask what you can do to help others who have helped you. So you need to ask. People have helped you, you are indebted to them. How can you pay back? Be grateful and be appreciative. As I close, okay, note this, that as we learn to work with and depend on others through debt management, we develop our relationship and we become responsible. This is very important. Also know this, if life was meant to be lived independently, we will not be able to function, okay? As married couple, as business partners, okay, as a team, we won't be able to function. So to say we owe nothing is to think that debt is only about money. It's not. If nothing else, we owe our parents. They were responsible to, for us growing up and becoming mature. So the principle of debt management is a lot deeper than some of us think, because there are some favor we may never be able to repay all our lives. So how can we respond to such favor? If you find yourself successful, you need to become more aware, and we could recognize that we couldn't have done that ourselves. Some people, were responsible, made some input and contribution in us becoming what we are today. So if you find yourself successful, make sure that let other people owe you favor. Don't withhold favor from others. Thank you for your time. If you find this valuable, I want you to please, leave your comment, like it, share it within your network, and more importantly, please, subscribe, to our YouTube channel. I'll see you next week. Do have a blessed week.